Welcome to Imagineers Through Time. Join me as we go on a journey talking about the history of Disney and many of the Disney theme parks.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified each time we post a new video.
Before the monorail, before Epcot, before even Pirates and Tiana's Bayou captured our imaginations, there was a river, and on that river, a boat. And just beyond that boat, an island, a journey, not just through Liberty Square Frontierland, but through time itself. And now, as they prepare to close their docks on July 7th to make way for Piston Peak National Park, we're taking a deep dive into the rivers of America and two of the most quietly iconic attractions ever built, the Liberty Belle Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island. When Magic Kingdom opened on October 1st, 1971, it brought with it an East Coast answer to Frontierland, Liberty Square, a land devoted to pre-revolutionary America. And on October 2nd, the Admiral Joe Fowler Riverboat took its maiden voyage on the rivers of America in Florida. This steamboat was constructed at the Tampa Ship Repair and Dry Dock, Inc., and named after Admiral Joe Fowler, a retired Navy man who supervised the construction of Disneyland and oversaw the early development of Walt Disney World. In 1980, during some routine maintenance, the Admiral Joe Fowler fell from a crane and its hull was damaged beyond repair. It would eventually be broken up for scraps and the steam engine machinery would be sent to Tokyo Disneyland to be used on their version of the Mark Twain riverboat. Thankfully, a second ship was already part of the fleet. On May 20th, 1973, the Richard F. Irvine, named for the Disney executive who helped construct Disneyland, had entered service on the riverboats of America. In 1996, the Richard F. Irvine underwent a major refurbishment and emerged with a new name and a refreshed look that we know and love today, the Liberty Belle. But the names themselves would go on to sail even further. In 1997, the Richard F. Irvine was named and reintroduced, this time not on a riverboat, but on a Magic Kingdom ferry boat, renamed from the Magic Kingdom 2 to honor the former designer. And the Admiral Joe Fowler? He too got a second life. Another ferry boat carrying guests across Seven Seas Lagoon to and from the Transportation and Ticket Center now bears his name, ensuring both legends continue to guide guests to the Magic Kingdom. While the Liberty Square Riverboat may not boast the thrills of Big Thunder Mountain, it offers something rare, the peaceful living portrait of American history. During its time, the Liberty Belle wasn't the only vessel to chart these waters. For a time, Magic Kingdom's Rivers of America was alive with even more activity, including the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes and the Fink Keel Boats. The Explorer Canoes debuted at Magic Kingdom on opening day, October 1st, 1971. Guests would paddle alongside cast members using real oars to explore the river. No track, no motors, just muscle power. The attraction was modeled after its original Disneyland version, which opened in 1956. While it offered a unique, immersive way to experience the rivers of America, it was also a strenuous activity, and Florida heat didn't help. The Davy Crockett Canoes eventually closed in 1994, quietly paddling into history. Thankfully, the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes continue to run at Disneyland today. And then there were the Fink Keel Boats, named after the legendary keelboat races featured in two Davy Crockett episodes on the Disneyland TV show in 1955.
Davy Crockett, making up with Big Mike
The Gully Whumper and the Bertha May offered a free-flowing, intimate ride around the river, often captained by a cast member delivering comedic narration much like the Jungle Cruise skippers. Guests could sit both below and above deck, and the keelboats glided right past Tom Sawyer Island, offering a sailor's eye view of the wild frontier. Here's a fun fact for you. The boats that were used in the Disneyland attraction are the same ones from the Disneyland TV series, though those would be replaced with fiberglass replicas after nearly 3 decades. A reminder of the keelboats in Magic Kingdom can be viewed from the Liberty Belle as it circles Tom Sawyer Island. But much like the Davy Crockett Canoes, the keelboats would eventually be retired from Magic Kingdom in 2001. But Let's get back to the riverboat, shall we? In 1980, during routine maintenance, the Admiral Joe Fowler fell from a crane and its hull was damaged beyond repair. Thankfully, a second ship was already part of the fleet, the Richard F. Irvine. In 1996, the Richard F. Irvine underwent a major refurbishment and emerged with a new name and a refreshed look, the Liberty Belle. The voyage aboard the Liberty Belle lasts about 17 minutes. Along the way, you'll pass villages, river animals, and the remains of a burning cabin, which no longer burns, but once featured real smoke and fire. There are many theories as to why the flames were removed, from safety concerns to maintenance issues. Today, you'll spot familiar landmarks like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and Splash Mountain. Actually, it's now Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But all the while, the boat is narrated by an actor portraying Mark Twain, sharing nostalgic memories of river life, childhood, and the power of storytelling. And what's perhaps most remarkable is how little the rivers of America have changed. From videos filmed during my ride back in 2001 to my final journey in 2024, the sights, the sounds, and the rhythm of the river have stayed almost exactly the same. A rare kind of time travel in a park that's always evolving. As you ride down the river, a mysterious island comes into view. Tom Sawyer Island, the only attraction personally designed by Walt Disney himself. Tom Sawyer Island first opened at Disneyland in 1956, 1 year after the park itself. Walt had always envisioned a land right in the middle of the rivers of America. He tossed around names like Treasure Island and Mickey Mouse Island, but ultimately landed on something more timeless, Tom Sawyer Island. Mark Davis was originally assigned to design the layout, but Walt, never satisfied, ended up sketching his own, which makes Tom Sawyer Island the only attraction completely designed by Walt Disney himself. Guests would take a raft across the river and explore an island made just for kids, complete with caves, bridges, tree houses, and a fort. Unfortunately, Disneyland's island began to change. In 2007, thanks to the blockbuster success of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, the island was rethemed as Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island. Up until now, the spirit of adventure stayed intact over in Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom's Tom Sawyer Island opened on May 20th, 1973, and has still captured that charming rustic appeal. Guests board free-floating river rafts named after characters from the book. Once on the island, they can explore what was formerly known as Injun Joe's Cave, Harper's Mill, and Fort Langhorne. The island was also home to a quick-service counter called Aunt Polly's Dockside Inn, which serves snacks and desserts to hungry explorers. Unfortunately, this quick service option has not been in operation since 2019 and will also be removed when the island closes in a few days. Today, Liberty Belle and Tom Sawyer Island don't attract the longest lines, and they rarely trend online. But for many of us Disney Park fans, they matter deeply. They represent Walt's earliest dreams, not just of storytelling, but of exploration. These aren't thrill rides, they're time machines. They invite us to slow down, drift a little, and imagine ourselves in another time. So if you're in Magic Kingdom between now and July 7th, don't skip the docks. Don't overlook the island. Cross the river, climb a barrel bridge, step aboard the Liberty Belle, and listen to the rhythm of a real steam engine. Let your inner adventurer or steamboat captain come to life. Because after July 7th, the Liberty Belle Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island will sail into the history books, their docks closing to make way for Piston Peak National Park, and with them go the last echoes of a river once filled with stories, steam, and the spirit of Walt himself. Until next time, keep imagining, and let us know in the comments, have you ever paddled the canoe, boarded the keel boat, or crossed the river to Tom Sawyer Island? Will you be taking one last trip on the Liberty Belle before the river goes quiet? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified each time we post a new video.